TOMz.
Oh, hello, TOMz, and welcome to another fast-moving, action-packed episode of TOMz, Teenagers on a Mission Lena, proudly brought to you by SABC Education, right here on SABC Mzansi for sure. We're moving all over the world to find out more about the technology and just see and that is our transport systems, and what goes into making them work actually. Trains, automobiles, and more. All of this is coming up today in this very jam-packed show. So when but some of us use trains and buses. Into making these transport systems work, like the technology, the planning, having to make sure that they comply with the legal requirements. It's not as simple as it looks. So ngiyathemba ukuthi wena lapha uzol-enjoya uhambo lwethu namhlanje. Wazi ukuthini? Bakiso ibhethi wena se-driver thina manje nathi lesiniphathele yona.
Coming up on TOMz.
So about Josie's high-tech, world-class transport system in Gautrain. We found out about the most effective public transport systems in the world.
Public transport.
Let's get this party started. Habash.
Well, one of the biggest public transport systems is the minibus taxi industry, which transports about 15 million of abantu.
It generates about 40 billion rand from Mzansi's economy every year. So now, like I see TOMz, we hit the streets to see how you guys traveled, and this is what you had to say.
Sure.
What's your name?
Kamala Muspanse.
Okay, Sponsor, what type of transport do you use?
Well, I walk.
I use transport from home.
Yeah.
Tell me the advantages of your transportation.
She picks me up whenever I call. It picks me up from point A to B, like whenever I want to, and yeah.
Okay, tell me the advantages of walking.
You keep fit and you keep healthy.
And disadvantages?
You can't get the girls off the school.
Okay, cool. If you had to choose one type of transport, any day, what would it be?
I'd prefer my parents to buy me a car.
Okay.
Now, one of the things that sets our taxi industry apart is the hand signals that everybody has come to know. That mean that you must get to a specific destination. You know that the city of Johannesburg has even published a guide to hand signals for travelers online. Whenever we map on hand signals, so that's one thing that makes our transport industry unique. Got to get a map of transport systems from other countries in the world and what sets them apart.
In the USA, the New York City subway system transports around 1.75 billion users every year at a cost of around $2.75 for a single journey, while it covers 665 miles. Now it runs for 24 hours, while in peak times there are trains every 2 to 5 minutes. Commuters can get anywhere in the city faster by any other mode of transport. The Paris metro train system carries about 1.5 billion commuters a year and covers 133 miles. Now, unlike the New York subway system though, the Paris metro is not 24 hours, so you have to get where you're going by a certain time of night before a train layer stops running. The famous London Underground covers 250 miles, carries about 1.2 billion commuters a year, and costs about $2 for a single ride. Like Paris system, it's not 24 hours.
Since guys find in New York subways, there's a very for a band to go about just anywhere in New York in an average travel of about 20 minutes.
And the fact that New York is laid out in a grid with streets that are numbered rather than named makes the city very easy to navigate, even for foreigners.
Yes, when I see that we actually have our very own highly advanced rail system. So you get by seeing like Gautrain. Why are we TOMz? Behind the scenes, keep them out for me.
Welcome to the Gautrain. My name is Shumani Madanda. I am the chief engineer for the maintenance team. We have two teams. We have the engineering team, which I am the lead for, and we have the maintenance team. The maintenance team is responsible for day-to-day fault finding and investigation. Once the faults have been resolved, they are captured onto our database for analysis. And that's where the engineering team comes in. They look at the historical data of all the failures that we've experienced, and they analyze to determine if there are trends or patterns that we need to investigate further. The Gautrain, to start with, uses electricity, which makes it environmentally friendly. There are no emissions of smoke which harm the environment. It's safe. We have security 24 hours all around the alignment. On average, on a weekday, we transport about 55,000 people a day. We transport about 1.3 million people a month. The difference between the Gautrain and other systems, first of all, is in the safety features that are in the Gautrain, including the automatic train protection, which stops or prevents the driver from speeding. It has passenger safety features such as the emergency button, which if a passenger is experiencing an emergency, they can press a button and the train can come to a stop. It also has a passenger communication system on board, which the passenger can press to communicate with the driver. Here we are in the driver's cab. There are several controls here which the driver has available to him or her. This button is used by the driver to bring the train to a stop if he perceives that there's an emergency situation. On my right is the audio handset. The driver can press that button to make passenger announcements. The driver can use the audio handset to also communicate to another driver who is at the back of the train. He can also communicate with a passenger who has pressed an emergency button. This is a radio set which is used by the driver to communicate with the operations control center. There's a warning horn if there are people along the track that the driver wants them to be aware that there's a train coming, he can press the horn. Then we have the pressure gauge. This shows the driver the condition of his brakes. If there's an issue with the brakes, the pressure level will indicate to the driver that the brakes are not at a state where the driver can continue with his journey. And this is the speed panel. If the driver exceeds the maximum permitted speed, the train supervises the speed and brings it down to the required speed. And this one is the driver screen, which, as he is traveling, there are cameras along the length of the train. He can see CCTV footage. The train does not have a steering wheel. As a result, if the driver arrives at a point where there are two options, either to go left or to go right, the operations control center have controls of what are called turnouts, which decide the path or the rail that the train has to go. The driver does not have to do anything. All he does is move his lever forward or backwards, depending on what speed he would like to achieve. To make sure that the driver has not fallen asleep, the system uses a vigilance system, which the driver has to press whenever he hears a beep to make sure that he hasn't fallen asleep. Obviously, if he has fallen asleep, he won't be able to press it, and the train will come to an emergency stop.
Yo, I'm so we have our own world-class transport system right here in our own very backyard.
Yes, in New York subway, but not my pume, because it's the country.
We found out about the most effective public transport systems in the world. Onga indawo siyabuya khona manje. TOMz.
To another fast-moving TOMz show, teenagers on a mission. For sure.
Well, we're in travel mode, but we're looking at the world's best transport systems. We had a look at our very own world-class rail system, the Gautrain, and we have loads more coming your way.
Transport is a big business. And pretty much we need to cover great distance.
If you are trying to walk from home to the studio and you are not able to travel by car or by taxi, yo.
Your fresh boy still on the mission mafethu saqhubeka ngetopic namhlanje transport system othathani sowethu sovakashela abochwepheshe base-Rea Vaya basichasela kabanzi nge-Rea Vaya system. Niyazi ukuthi sidume ngani? Science and technology, you, me, let's get it.
Igama lomkhululi Wesley wakahlatshwayo sise-Rea Vaya eDobsonville idepo yase-Rea Vaya eMidlands.
Yes.
Soweto phakathi impela.
Okay. So bangakuchasela ukuthi kenzakalani vele la?
Oh, lana si run amabus BRT, Bus Rapid in Transit.
Okay.
We are the BOC company run amabus for Area Vaya.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Area Vaya is a transport system.
Yes.
Ngakhona isikhazela ukuthi injani transport system enjani.
Area Vaya ibus isystem yamabhasi ehambisa umphakathi ngokukhulu ukusheshsha ikakhulukazi eSoweto iya eJohannesburg. Like in total mhlambe per day sihambisa abantu abeza ngo 50,000.
Okay.
So kodwa amabhasi akwenza ngokukhulu ukusheshsha wonke lo.
Okay, ngasikhazela ukuthi why this mode of transport Area Vaya specifically.
This mode of transport ibiyenzela ukuthi nje si integrated the systems of transport iphinde futhi ikhulise indlela yokusebenza ye system of transporting people ngaba amazwi sinciphise amatekisi kwande amabhasi ngoba this mode of transport is safe futhi amabhasi mayekhona awabe maningi ukudlula amatekisi ngoba ibhasi layisha kakhulu. One of the key principles Area Vaya, we are very safe in terms of ukuthi mangaphosisi akakabi na umuntu oseke washona ebhasini since sina 5 years siqalile. Even though yebo ingozi zaba khona kodwa ngendlela safe ngakhona sina 5 years to 6 years akakashoni umuntu.
Okay, but so can you take us through the features of the bus? Ukuthi lidesigne kanjani? About the seating, ingakanani ngaphakathi?
Ngiqala nje ibhasi ngomthetho uma lisebenza kahle ibhasi lithi malilayisha abantu kuma dedicated bus stops soza ukuthi Area Vaya dedicated bus stop ibhasi ifike ime ebese iyakwazi ukuthi yehle udrive upress button ukuthi ama steps asondele emhlabeni khona umuntu ogibela bayemdala kube lula ukungena ebhasini mayengena ebhasini kunama camera amtshelayo asisizayo ukuthi sikwazi ukuthi abantu abasebhasini uma kukhona ogulayo noma mhlambe khona ubugebengu obusukayo abase control center bakwazi ukubona. Bese ukuthi kuba nezihlalo ezikhona ebhasini dedicated for abantu abadala abanye abayithwele noma nje ubani abantu abadala bahlala khona zona ziba nembala ehlukile engafani nale eminye ekhona ebhasini. And then okunye ke uma sebehlele ebhasini kuba nje yibo nje umnandi ukuhamba ngebhasi njengoba ngishilo nje mawungena nje ebhasini uyakwazi ukubona imbala ehlukene yabantu abayithwele noma abantu abadala njengezihlalo ezibovu is only dedicated for the disabled and abantu abanjani abayithwele bahlala kuzona kuphela hayi normally umphakathi nje unormal.
Okay, ba ngakhona usikhasela kabanzi nge-engine as well ukuthi isebenza kanjani isebenzisa ipetrol is it eco friendly?
Okay, ibhasi le isebenzisa udiesel.
Okay.
Idiesel usebenzisayo kuba udiesel 50 ppm. Ngendlela masithi u50 ppm kushuthi lo diesel onama emissions amancane ama carbon emissions amancane kakhulu akufani no diesel 500 normal diesel so inama emissions amancane is very eco friendly nayo yona self. Njengoba ngisho ibhasi ikune bus stop ibhasi ifike iyenze kanjalo mayifika ebus stop bese uthi uma ifika e-station is a different system altogether whereby ama passenger for their safety as well angena esayidini ebhasini.
Okay.
Mangaphosisi uma ukhumbula kahle ibhasi mayifika ebus stop bangena on the front left kodwa e-station bangena on the side right ama passenger. So ama passenger mayifika wona e-station afike engene e-station la kuthiwa wangene khona afike take in ebese emake ngendlela ukuthi awungena esayidini ebhasini kodwa mayilayisha ibhasi layishela mama phezulu.
Okay. I-calculator kanjani fare?
Ngomthetho i-calculator ngenhlobo engizoyibeka nje eqondile yodwa ejwayelekile ukuthi uma ugibelile ebhasini let's say ugibele bus stop number 1 wehla bus stop number 2 mawusuwehla ngithi uma ugibele uyateka in mawusuwehla uteka out noma ke kuthi ungabe uteka out station noma uteka out uteka in station kodwa mawusuwehla uthekile out iyakutshela ukuthi ibanga olihambile ngalowo bus noma ukusuka lapho ugibele khona kuya la uwehle khona ibanga elingakanani bese la deductor ke imali ihambisana naleyo banga ngoba into ebayishoyo bathi amabanga ahlukene ibanga mhlawumbe lingaphansi ka 5 kilometers kuba imali engaka bese kanjalo.
Why is it important to consider eco-friendly transport? Well, annually, road transportation is responsible for over 600 million metric tons of carbon dioxide emissions globally.
And transportation accounts for 13.5% of annual global greenhouse gas emissions.
road transportation makes up to 9.9% of that. The air, rail, ship, and other forms of transportation combined emit only 3.6% of total emissions.
So making a change emgaqweni yethu actually makes a difference. If you go by imoto, using public transport can actually make a difference because it means more people per vehicle, which means less cars on the road, which means
less emissions.
So in the long term, using public transport systems can make a difference. No matter what you do, all forms of transport have their very own risks.
Buckle up, safety belts are there for a reason. They can save your life in the event of an accident, whether a front or a back seat.
According to arrivallab.co.za, as much as 55% of passengers in the front seats of imoto abagqoka seat belt, and about 86% of back passengers do not wear seat belts too.
No, they are alarming. But for now,
coming up, we go back in time in Clockwise Sithole Gabantu about the history of transport. We check out some amazing online content in cyberspace, and we get some awesome career advice. Don't move, don't yagaza, say we're gonna match. TOMz.
TOMz SABC 1 Mzansi for sure siyiphathele ngabaqolonqiqi SABC Education.
Namhlanje ke sifuna kabanzi about transport, and we've covered SA's rail service ekuthiwa ke Gautrain, and we've also talked about the importance of wearing i-seatbelt yakho. Wena bongayiqonda nje
hayi
seatbelt.
siyekho kaloku ndiyinxiba mntakabawo. Nikhumbule bethu nawe wena mhlawumbi uzandongena kaloku ungafumana iinkcukacha ezithe vetshe online. Ungalibali to check out our website kwaye ke uqhagamshelane nathi kaloku kumajelo ethu omnatha. Sinamakhasi ku-Facebook nakwi-Twitter. We love to hear uba nina icandelo ngenkqubo.
Now, getting around wasn't always as easy as it is today. People had to use their feet a lot more, or if not their feet, the feet of the animals they rode.
Now, imoto only went into mass production in 1901. So even in the 20th century, there weren't that many around. Transportation.
The first form of transport was, of course, the human foot. As long as we've been able to walk, we've also been able to go places. But long distances take time by foot, so we have to find some alternatives. Ama-donkey kanye namahashi were probably domesticated between 4000 and 3000 BC, and camels were domesticated slightly later between 3000 and 2000 BC and used to take us places. In about 3500 BC, the wheel was invented. Hama historians argue this happened in what is now called Iraq lapana in Middle East. At first, wheels were made of solid pieces of wood lashed together to form a circle, but after 2000 BC, they were made with spokes. About 3100 BC, the Egyptians invented the sailing boat. They were made of bundles of papyrus reeds tied together. They had simple square sails made of sheets of papyrus or later of linen. Ama-banoi, ama-train, automobiles, well, they came on later, like thousands of years later, so traveling has definitely gotten much easier.
Hey guys, you do not have to go to school or to work on a donkey noma ikamela. You just hop into a bus or onto a train, or hop into their car.
Public transport is a fast-growing industry. New innovations are coming along to help it out.
Now, innovations like mobile technology, which makes navigating Mzansi's vast landscape so much easier. Now, we're headed into cyberspace to see what apps are out there to make traveling a little easier.
If you'd like to try the Gautrain and stay up to date on the schedule, the Gautrain app is the official app with everything you need to know about the Gautrain, including where to find the nearest Gautrain station, the bus stops, timetables, and all you need to plan your day and calculate estimated trips, parking, and bus fares. How great is that? If navigating the road is what you need to do, you gotta check out Waze. Waze is the largest community-based traffic and navigation app. It lets you join other drivers in your area who share real-time traffic and road info, saving everyone time and petrol money on their daily commute. If you want to keep track on toll roads, Toll Track is a mobile app for iOS and Android devices that automatically tracks and logs your toll road costs. All you need to do is put your card and payment information in the app and press the start button to start tracking.
So there's actually no way what the best and short routes are. Why even my traffic EP?
So you can surf the web and use it to surf the roads and railways of Mzansi with ease.
To check out some future job prospects. Why? Since Incubation is all about transport, we're getting some info on a career in fleet management.
Fleet managers are responsible for managing distribution, deliveries, depots, and basically ensuring that a company's deliveries are always on course. To study fleet management, you will need a grade 12 and you'll be able to register for the diploma, which is generally a 3-year course.
So maybe e-transport management is a job for you. There's a career out there that suits wonke umuntu. No matter what your talents are or your interests are, do not stop dreaming.
But interesting, interesting kakhulu. Bethunani ngokulixesha masike sidibane neguests zethu kaloku for some career advice from them on how you can actually get into amazing jobs ezifana nezabo.
For all of you out there who would like to follow a career in engineering, you need to focus your studies on studying mathematics and physical science. It's an exciting career. There are many challenges and many opportunities.
I'm a professional engineer myself, kodwa ngiyacabanga ukuthi ingane kulula la kuzona. Kukhona into ebizwa ngokuthi transport management career engasiza kakhulu ukuthi ukwazi ukufunda with all the transport integrated systems ukuthi asebenza kanjani. I think it's a very big and good career to take.
Kufikela xesha lebethunani apho ndiyathetha nathi sithethe nani sithethana kaloku ibela ncaka social sessions yethu namhlanje siyasiphethe ubani waphi esithibenda
namhlanje ke lapha Facebook sinibuza ukuthi nina bafethu ngicabangani ngama-transport systems. Nangu ke oqala uVincent uthi it's bad and so bad. Most of the operators are rude. As you know, Vincent, try to block out the negativity. Ugqoke nje isimali sakho bese uba on fleek. Okwesibili
uVuyiso bethunani ukenake it is very bad although they try to accommodate all of us, but you will meet that one driver that has no remorse towards his customers. Yazi nto bethunani yonke into ine-ups and downs, but yazi must tune in to TOMz kubakho i-smiles. Siya xina ufuna nabo benze njani.
Please man, kuFacebook siwu-TOMz, on Twitter @TOMz_SABC_1. Even on Instagram sasikhona ke bafethu @TOMzTV_SABC1. Till then, that's it for our social sessions.
Hayi ke bethunani inkqubo yethu iphelele namhlanje. Sethemba mobile, energized and ready to hit the road.
Keep telling us what you think on Facebook and on Twitter, and do not forget to check out the TOMz website for more info on the show.
Thina bethunani kaloku sanibona kwinkqubo yethu elandelayo yeTOMz. Ngenzile but get till then, goodbye.
Next time on TOMz, we go right into the world of the cell, learn all about stem cells, check out some awesome skin grafting, and about 3D printed skin. Excited yet? Then tune into TOMz every Monday and Tuesday at 4 p.m. right here on SABC1 Mzansi for sure.